Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this daily hodler show with my friend and good host, Mr. M. Mr. M, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's Friday already. Is it Friday, right?
Yeah, it's Friday.
Okay, then.
Saturday, Sunday. What?
Exactly. Guys, let us know, as always, where are you watching from? Love seeing all those beautiful cities and countries, right, coming through.
Exactly. Man, you know what? It's been an interesting week, right? Bitcoin up, and then for Monday, and then now we're a bit down. I'm sure the fear and greed is like negative.
Yeah, we got -5 or something. It's very much possible. We're gonna look into it.
Yeah, we're gonna look at it later. But man, yes, it's a good time to be alive in the crypto space. There's lots of opportunities, lots of things to explore, and we're gonna talk about that in today's episode. But mostly the fact that Bitcoin, it's beginning to happen, right? The parabolic phase is here. This is where we see lots of euphoria, happiness, everything's going up, yeah, oh, blah blah blah. So let's see if we could all participate and enjoy this particular up day or up month, right, in Bitcoin. Okay. With that said, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on this show, right? Thank you guys for coming. And also head over to Mr. M's podcast.
Thank you.
And subscribe there as well, because he's got lots of cool videos coming out that you guys missed. Because look at this. This one was just 4 days ago. So if you missed this, what? Well, only 3.4K.
Yeah, that one is not going as.
Oh man, did you share? Did we share this out on all my social medias?
I think we might.
You know what? You need to give me a short video for Instagram, and so that I can put that up, because 20,000 people watch my shorts, my stories every day.
Wow.
Okay, on Instagram. So yeah, that will probably help a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So make sure you cut a small piece, right?
Yeah, and
specifically for
Instagram,
and how to give it to the what's it called? The people in the social media group that we're in, right? So
fair enough.
Okay.
But look at one with Benjamin Cowan, 80,000 views. That's the most viewed video. It's close to 81,000 actually. So incredible, right?
Exactly.
And then we have a few more, me and you. We recorded, so guys, stay tuned, because there's going to be an interesting week next one for sure.
Yeah, we also have the school, guys. The school. You know what? We're thinking about getting rid of the free classes. Actually, we're considering it. So if you want to get into free classes before we close it off, make sure you do so, because we're thinking, okay, maybe the school should be just for serious people, right? People who are willing to pay, people who are willing to so that when we're interacting with people in the school, it's people who actually paid for it, right? So it kind of makes sense, right?
Exactly. So like Da Vinci said, you want to make sure you go and register before it's too late, right?
Exactly. Okay. This is interesting. JP Morgan stablecoins to boost US dollar demand by 1.4T. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
JP Morgan, wasn't it the guy who said...
anybody buy? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I wonder what happened there.
I don't know. Maybe he decided to fire himself.
And I'm gone. Damn. Yeah, guys, if you remember back in the days, he said anyone who's going to touch crypto is going to get fired. And now they have trillions of dollars with their own coin. I mean, wait a second. How did we get there? Maybe he was telling those things on TV to maybe lower the price.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just guessing.
We're guessing here.
It's a wild guess.
Nobody manipulates markets.
They never done it before.
No.
So
that'll
be the first time.
That's a conspiracy theory.
Exactly. That'll be the first time ever.
What does it say here? Analyst at JP Morgan says that stablecoins have the potential to generate at least 1.4 trillion in demand for US dollar by 2027, considering most of the market is backed by the currency.
Wow. 1.4 trillion. Well, Bitcoin is just over 2 trillion. So that would be half.
Yes. Just so you know, the U.S. government is going to debase its currency by using stablecoins, right?
Of course.
You see, one of the things when I was telling people about how the U.S. dollar is going to die, right? Because China is no longer buying their debts, and the Saudi Arabians, they're done, they're filled, they're filled, and they're done. And there's no because it started with in the 70s when they started. Okay, I'm going to get the Saudi Arabians to buy the debt. Then in the 90s, we're going to get China to buy the debt. And now who's buying the debt? Okay, we're going to get stablecoin holders to buy the debt.
That makes sense. So that anyone everywhere can buy the debt.
Exactly, because that's what you're doing when you actually hold on to any of the stablecoins. You're just buying and holding the U.S. debt for them. And they're saying, thank you very much. We're not giving you any interest.
Exactly. Good to see you, Dano. What's up, bro? Long time, long time indeed. Hopefully everything is well. Yeah, no, exactly. This is
a win-win. It's a win for the wealthy banks and a win for the government and a loss for you.
Guess what? You don't even need a bank account
to lose.
Exactly. You just download an app.
Exactly.
Easy.
And you can lose faster.
Wow. But hey, you can opt out.
Yeah.
You can buy Bitcoin.
That's true.
Opt out.
That is so true. That's so true. Bitcoin has 100 days to go parabolic or to end. It's bull market analysis. This is what this guy says.
100 days. What's that? 2 months?
Okay. Bollinger Band's data demands that BTC price action stage a fresh breakout within the next 100 days. But which directions? Yes, that's correct. That's correct. The Bollinger Bands have tightened on a monthly basis.
You talked about it on Wednesday, yeah?
Yes, exactly. So you can see the most has been. And so what's to happen next? A breakout. But keep in mind, we could get screwed by October and because it has 100 days to actually, go, sideways, go fake us out a little bit and then continue. So we could get a fake out. There's a possibility of that, but since it's October, let's not scare people.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, technically, if the cycles are going to repeat, we should be near the end of the cycle, right? I mean, if the 4-year cycles are going to repeat, we should be near. Mm-hmm. Because historically speaking, if history is any indication, it should be near. Mm-hmm. So can't pinpoint exactly when, but we discussed it on Wednesday. The likelihood that the top is already in is probably low. But there is also that possibility on the table, right? Yeah, which I don't subscribe to, but...
Can't discount it.
Exactly. Can't discount it.
So what do you think about this?
Fun fact, institutions have already bought more Bitcoin this year than all of 2020. Damn, G. I told you, right?
The year's not even out.
Exactly.
They might buy 1 or 2 more.
We've seen 1.2 billion October 3rd. ETF inflows, just a smidge.
Somebody disliked the video. Shame
boo,
on you.
Boo! Boo!
Oh, he undid it. Thank you.
There you go. That's all it took. But yeah, no, we discussed this, and I had Eric Balkunas on my show, and he said, dude, it takes time for people to buy the ETF. He said they haven't even started advertising yet. The bigger player, they haven't even started allocating. We've just seen a bunch of interesting corporations, but it's not a strategy yet. So we will see many more to join soon. So if he's correct.
Guys, I know there's probably only how many people are watching? Let's see here.
About 1,200 overall.
No, let's click on that and see how many YouTube. Okay, so if we get to 150 likes, right? And you go share this with your friend, your YouTube link to the friend. Get us to 150 likes, right? And then I'll give out 100,000 sats. That's almost $100.
Oh,
it's over $100.
Nice,
right? T-sats, of course.
I like $100 in Satoshis.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
150 likes. That's it. It's nothing. We've done that in their sleep. So you can start. It just starts with you. Get in the leg. Thank you. All right, moving on.
What we have here. Oh, Dennis Porter. I had him on my show. Really cool guy. New academic research, 75% chance Bitcoin gets over 1.1 million by 2028. Okay, so that's what, three years-ish?
That's just, okay, maybe.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, it could happen actually. Because, I mean, it's not with our money, right? You and me money. It's with people who have trillions of dollars under management money, right? That's a possibility, right?
It is a possibility. I mean, here's the
You're like, so
kind of the hopium is finished.
Exactly, the hopium is finished.
It's coming
The
towards the
hopium is
end
done
of
with
the
this
tank.
one.
The tank is empty, guys. But
Oh man, we got 4 dislikes, man. That's horrible.
oh no. Okay. But I mean, it is okay. Look, 3 years. Okay, what if the 4-year cycles are finished? Well, then yes, we're gonna get to $1 million. But if the 4-year cycles are not finished in 2026, we should see a 50 to 70% correction.
Exactly.
That's gonna take us to, depending where we are at the top, but let's say 80K. Well, then in 2 years to go to $1 million, it would be a bit of a stretch, I think. But I don't know if you agree, but if the 4-year cycles are indeed broken, well, then, yeah, it's a possibility. That's why we say to you guys, do not marry to any price. Just DCA, because we don't know where Bitcoin is going to go. And people are saying, oh, it's over, it's finished. How do you know? We don't know squat. We can just assume, right, based on the data. It's probabilities. So DCA is your friend. That's it. But how likely do you think this is going to happen? 3 years, $1 million?
It's difficult because a lot of things have to happen. Like, for example, there has to be like a real scare that people realize that, wait a second here, the dollar is finished, and then on top of that, it has to be like a lot of things have to come into play. Now, of course, there is a lot of different options now, thanks to Michael Saylor, for the money to come rushing in, because they can go into different asset types, right? For example, there's the one asset type where they can only get 10% every year on the dollars, right? But their principle is the same, right? But it's still buying Bitcoin. Get it?
Yep.
And the risk is taken away from them, right? So that is an asset class that they can buy. There's other ones like this, right, where it gets a little bit more risks and a little bit more downside, so you can actually get some more upside. So it's always so there's going to be a lot of different ways that the money comes in. The question is, which way they're going to come, right? And if they do come, right, what's causing that those higher level decisions to be made, right? And so in order for this to happen, right, there's too many moving parts. Too many.
And we've seen so many predictions, like Saylor is saying Bitcoin to, I think, 30 million by 2035 or something like this.
I mean, it's all possible. It's just, it all depends on what people see. It's because it's all perception, right?
Exactly. And guys, the reality is nobody knows, right? So whenever you see these people saying, oh, it's going to end by this date, nobody knows. Ourselves included, we have no clue.
Yeah.
We can just look back and project based on what happened in the past. But we have seen a difference in players, right?
Yes. But it's, at the same time, I could have said, but back in the days, I said that this was going to happen, that people are going to be using it, this is going to be crazy, right?
Yeah.
And people thought I was crazy, right? So to say that this is not possible, that 1.15 is not possible, is not a fair assessment, because we're not at the top of the decision-making tree. We're at the bottom.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, we heard $1,000 was impossible. We heard $10,000 was impossible.
Exactly.
We heard $100,000 was impossible.
So there it is. So So you can't discount it just because you're basing it off of what we know at the bottom here. Yeah,
You don't know what you don't know.
exactly.
That's it. All right, so the next chapter for Bitcoin will shock the world. This highlights 400K as a possible top if, again, the cycles are going to repeat. I believe there is going to be some sort of capitulation at some point. When, though, it's difficult to say. Like, this cycle is behaving a little bit different from the others. Like, first of all, we had the all-time high prior to the halving.
Exactly.
Never happened before.
No.
There's a difference there. We now have institutions playing the game. Massive difference in there because retail is not driving anything any longer, like you said.
Exactly.
Just us, we don't impact the price as much. In Bitcoin, we might moved into smaller caps or altcoins or whatever memes, whatever you want to label it. But Bitcoin itself, yeah, good luck in moving the price of Bitcoin, right? We haven't even seen retail in all the metrics we can measure. Nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares. All right, guys. I know we're not doing any soap and towels, but I decided in the middle of this to actually talk about work and what I'm doing with work.
Okay.
Okay? The reason why is because I'm sure you've watched my social media and stuff like that. That I'm planning to burn orc. Right? And let me just show you guys on the deck screener. Right here it is, and we go to who has the most orc. Well, it's me. And since I don't want to destroy the community and destroy their what's it called, market cap, I'm thinking, right, to help the community, maybe burning all the orc that I have. Right, that's 192 million.
Wow.
Yes. Right? Because what am I going to do with it, right? Yeah, so that's the plan so far. I haven't decided on anything for sure, but this is what they've voted on, and we'll see what happens. Or I'll just make a decision and announcement by the end of the week, before the weekend's out. So just so you know what's happening there. Okay.
Okay, interesting. Okay, this you talked about, which is a weekly level we have to look out for, because if we do break that level, we could go lower, right? We talked about it on Wednesday as well. Those are the numbers you gave us on the live show. And I mean, I love the weekly chart. Is one of my absolute favorite. You can see there is a line, and we are about to go and flirt with that line, right?
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if we go a little bit underneath it, because I've got an entry here at just above the breakout, the W here, right? And because the reason why is because this W probably didn't finish, right? Let's just see. I bet you it didn't.
It didn't go all the way.
No. Yeah, see?
What would be the top? 120 something?
Yeah, 128, which is like right at the parking garage, exactly what the parking garage pretty much. So it makes sense for this thing to actually
go a little bit lower.
Go a little bit, come back,
freak everyone out,
and then go. See you when I see you. Yeah. This would also be a nice cup and handle for this whole Wing action too. Yeah. So there you go.
I bet the cup and handle target also will match the 130-ish.
Exactly. Right? It could go beyond that actually, because it'd be, if you count from here all the way from this top to this bottom here, it's well beyond that. So there it is.
Fair enough. Okay, nice. So very much possible that there is a weekly level we have to watch. Not bad.
What is this? Let's see here. Wait a second.
This is Bitcoin is now outperforming gold. Oh, okay. On the 5-year performance, Bitcoin is up 1,000%. Gold is up 112.
Duh.
Gold has been going on a run, by the way, over $4,000. Is it still up or it retraced? Do you know if it's gone down a little bit?
It's gone down a little bit. Remember, it's gone down to $100. It's dumping.
Dumping hard. $80. Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's funny when people put charts on a minute. Oh, it's going to zero. It's 80 quid. Okay, but okay.
I like this ad though.
This is genius. Yeah, I've seen this ad, right? Fine gold, $99.99. This is not an ad for gold. This is how much gold you can get with one Bitcoin. Genius.
Genius.
By the way, in India, where gold is a big deal, right? People in India buy gold since forever to store their wealth because they know better, right? So this is really interesting because this is talking to a market who likes gold, and they're saying, by the way, this is not an ad for gold. This is how much you can get with one Bitcoin. Genius.
Yes. Now, I know. Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. Okay, I agree. Yes, it has no intrinsic value, right? Intrinsic values means that if nobody was here, does it have the value proposition, even though people weren't around? You're like, what would be the point of that? Well, the thing is, right? Gold can conduct electricity. So if people died off and a new race came to be, it's still gold has that intrinsic value of conducting electricity.
Well, what if that?
Right? It's so, the best. Do you understand?
I do, but I would argue that what if the new race doesn't give a crap about electricity? Then
Yeah, but it still exists.
It still exists,
The
yeah,
truth. The fact that it can conduct electricity is
a fact.
It's a intrinsic value of it.
yeah,
Best. It's the best metal to conduct electricity. Right?
fair enough.
It doesn't go away.
It still remains it.
Right?
Okay.
Whilst Bitcoin requires us to be around. Do you get it? Get it?
I get it. Yeah.
That's where intrinsic value comes from. Right?
Yeah.
Its value remains even though we're not around.
Because it exists.
Exactly. So Bitcoin doesn't work that way, right? Just so you know. It requires us.
Yeah. Which is actually, I would say, a good thing. But
Yes.
yeah, it's like comparing potatoes and carrots, right? But yeah, I know coming in from a lens of even something that people say it's tangible. Yeah, but just because you can't touch it doesn't mean it's not useful, right?
Yeah. I mean, this guy's like, would you please support our... Did I not say something about orc? Right?
Yeah, you might want to
Rewind
a little bit. Yeah, maybe you just connected in.
Exactly, maybe. Anyways,
Okay, this is interesting because we've never seen
anyone manipulate the price of anything.
before.
Never.
This is new. This is new. This is new.
This is a shocker.
Shocker. Binance caught manipulating Solana price, sending 10,000 plus Solana to Wintermute to sell after showing no profit of sold reserves.
No proof.
No proof, sorry.
Yes, remember, every single exchange operates like a freaking bank. Those cryptos are not yours.
Nope.
And once again, if you have any crypto in Binance or in any other exchange, those cryptos are not yours. Well, who do they belong to? The company that you gave it to.
Not your keys, not your supermodel.
That's it. You're like, no, those are mine. They owe me those. Yeah, you're right. But do you know how the law works? Just say they do owe you that crypto. But the way the law works is what's called legal tender. If you sue somebody because they stole your lawnmower, you cannot get just the lawnmower back. Well, not stole, but you lent them your lawnmower. Let me correct it.
Yeah, and they don't give it back.
You lent them your lawnmower, and they don't give it back. Well, you see, you can sue them for the lawnmower, and if they don't have the lawnmower, whether they have it or not, right? The only thing you can get is the value that the government places on the lawnmower, right? And how they place that value.
Dollar.
Yes, exactly.
Dollars.
And when they mark the value of the lawnmower. And they usually mark the value of the lawnmower at the time you gave it to the person. Now that works out perfect for a lawnmower, because if you bought a brand new lawnmower and lent it to somebody, and then they actually don't give it back to you, you sue them, you can get the price of a brand new lawnmower. But if you do that with Bitcoin, what happens?
Yeah, well, technically, the price of Bitcoin goes up.
And then they say, no, we don't have it. And then you have to, what happens? Oh, we'll give you the price when you put it in.
Exactly. It doesn't actually matter how much has gone up since you have it. The only thing it matters is how much it was worth at the time of the exchange, which means you're screwed. Right?
Exactly. Now, it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes they're like, okay, fine, no, we'll give you the actual asset, right? But whatever's left, right? We'll go, okay. We only have half of the assets, so we'll give you half, right? But if the government decides to say, we're going to take everything and bankrupt these companies, all the governments, and bankrupt these companies, they can, because they can't stop the government from doing that. Okay? They don't have nukes. Right? So, and then the government says, well, these guys are bankrupt now, right? We'll give you cash at the price that you got it at.
The time of the exchange.
The time you gave it to them.
Well, in fact, we've seen it happening over and over in situations like MTGOX and all these places, FTX. They get the asset.
Yeah. So be careful, right? Because governments are broke. Their only ticket is to print money. And so if they could take all the assets just using the laws as it is, they're going to do that.
Yep. Oh, they will, and they've done it in the past.
Just in. 4.1 trillion State Street says most institutions are expected to double their Bitcoin and crypto holdings.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
What time frame? That there is no time frame, right?
No time frame, but they might want to do that. So this means that you might want to do that before they do that.
That would be nice. Otherwise, they'll double on you, right?
Exactly. Just saying. Just saying. Right? Because can you imagine if this, where is it? This doubles, right? This goes from 17%, almost 18% to what, 36%? You're screwed. The price is going to be over $1 million.
At that point, yes. 100%.
100%.
Exactly.
You're screwed. Okay. Where were we? Okay. Ooh. Whoa. What? What's this? Silver. Okay. This was the silver channel before, right? And silver has hit its all-time high once again. It's probably broken above its all-time high. I haven't looked at it, but let's take a look on my phone. What do you think about this?
You talked about it on Wednesday on the live show on my channel, and you said silver is going to break $50, right? That's exactly.
And it has. But here's a scary thing. It's going to go over $300.
Damn.
Yeah. The future says, wait a minute. I could have swore. There, I hit silver, but no. It's at 47, but yeah, it shortly broke above 50.
Well, still, 47 is not that behind.
Yeah, exactly. So, but,
Wow.
yeah. Wow. There it is. So, there had to be a pullback because, there's people who bought it at the $50 top and said, thank you.
Yeah.
Right here. Oh my God, I'm out, right? So this wick here represents people from 2008 that are just out. Not these people. Obviously, they're most likely dead. Right?
Yeah, that's when I was born in the 70s.
But these people over here, right, probably just had to pull. They're pulling the trigger, right? But they're missing out on a bigger picture. The fact that silver could hit the price of gold.
Yeah, you mentioned the other day, yeah.
Right? The only reason because of that is because if you look at the total above ground supply, I'm talking about what's in the ground, right? Not what's in the ground, right? And not what's in fill. Because the silver that we've bought is everywhere, right? It's just not at a price that we can get it back, right?
Yeah.
Not at a price. It's the key thing. It's not at a price we can get it back. If it goes to the price of gold, we'll definitely get it back.
It's going to become worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Because you do that with gold today, there's a lot of gold inside of different computer
Components
elements,
and even your phone.
and they do that today because the price warrants it.
It's worth getting it.
Right? The price does not warrant for silver for you to go and get the silver. The same amount of silver, probably even more, exists in those computer components.
But it's too much of a headache to go
Exactly.
and take it. When do you think that could be, like, let's say, price point? Like, it has to go to over a couple of $100 before.
Yeah, even $300 is not worth it to go get the silver. It has to be over 1,000.
Wow. Then people are going to start extracting it from
exactly.
devices to sell it back into the market.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's coming for silver. Okay? So if you like the physical stuff, right, there it is. All right, what's this saying?
Oh, this is the M2.
Two.
Shout out to Simply Bitcoin, by the way. Bitcoin is on track to hit 200,000 in the upcoming months. Well, I mean, we've seen, historically speaking, I think this is the 82 days offset, if I'm not mistaken. There is a bunch of different charts on the M2, but it always shows that whenever the M2 supply gets expanded, Bitcoin rallies towards that. And as you can see there, we are lagging behind. So
Yeah, they gotta manipulate the price a little bit.
exactly. ETFs, well, we've seen October 3rd, 1.2 billion. Right there.
Yeah,
1.2 billion.
Billies everywhere.
Man.
Billies everywhere. If you add them all up, it's like a few, 4 or 5, 3 or 4 billion here from here.
Bananas.
Jesus, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably. Yeah, 6, probably around just under 6 billion.
Jesus.
Right, since September 26th,
I mean,
since the 29th to now.
I'm kind of surprised that since the 29th until today, there's been such a huge inflow. So, I mean, it's okay to see a correction, right? It's normal. Can you check what's happening with Ethereum quickly?
Let's see what this is. Oh, okay.
Oh, 64, okay.
Okay, I expected everybody to start hating on it right away.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, it's going to 0.
Okay.
Wow, 420.
Ethereum just got crushed,
Yeah.
right? Just the last 2 days. Jesus.
October 7 was 420. That's like Bitcoin. Oh, no, you're not doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
0. That's good. Better than Ethereum.
Hey, we like 0. 0 is positive. Damn.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, there is some movements there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, I'll take 0.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's better than negative 8.7.
Exactly.
Yeah.
8.7 million. Take
Wow.
0. Okay, you said fear and greed is 64, which is nice. It's probably going lower when he updates.
Yeah, we're only up 6%, but hey,
It's only a
it's
few
beginning
days.
up to October,
Exactly.
right?
Only
Beginning of October, right?
11 today? 10th. Okay.
Just a reminder, guys, we do have a good offer, right? That's ending
Hey guys, we have a
in 5
limited
days.
time offer for
Right.
you.
The video
If
is
you missed the
blank,
last
sorry.
2 offers,
Yeah, thank you.
And yes, I know it's $750, but it's only really it's $150 because you're getting $600 back, right?
I still can't believe you're doing this, but
So there you go. Yeah. So all of our courses, everything, the whole package, the whole kit and caboodle. That's 3 months of the full classes, 3 months of the live sessions, 1 hour call, and we also have now a what's it called, community environment, so that will help you with challenges to build up your wealth. We're working on this community environment so that you guys can build your wealth over time and actually make some money over the long term and gain the confidence to hold Bitcoin for the long term. So make sure you join us in these classes. All right.
exactly. And if you are in, we announce our first meetup. We're going to say more. You have to go and find out
Exactly.
when and where it's going to happen.
Okay, Satoshis, right? This is my new stable coin, right? Because whilst everybody's building stable coins for the US dollar, right? And people are thinking, well, where do you get money from this stable coin? Because if it's backed up with Bitcoin, right, there has to be a Bitcoin there. Yes? And that's true, right? It's locked away, right, in this application here, right? You could ask ChatGPT to review the application for you, find out if it's safe, and all that kind of good stuff. So it's not like today where you'd have to have an expert go and review it for you. You can actually have ChatGPT do that for you, right? You'll find the what's it called, the GitHub and everything available for you, and you could actually check to see if that's the truth, right? With that said, right, there has to be an offsetting Bitcoin. So where is these Bitcoin? Where's your profit? Well, here. I can arbitrage. I can move the price down, right? Because I can use my Bitcoin to buy some more Bitcoin, buy some actual TSATs, and then sell the TSATs and there it is, right?
The liquidity is going up, by the way. 3.7 Bitcoin going in there.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. If you don't want me to profit, I'll tell you a secret. You could always just buy TBTC, at a very small and then convert it. Just head over here and convert it from TBTC to TSATs yourself, instead of just buying it with Solana or something like that. That's one way, but that's the same thing, really. I mean, it's 6.5. One doesn't need the other. It's just more one extra step where you can actually. It gives you a bit of savings, but if you're spending $2, the savings is not worth it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you're doing heavy, right, you have to find the savings somewhere, right?
Makes sense. Yeah. If you buy huge quantities, you might want to.
Find ways to save, right? And we could talk about that in the school. So make sure you check that out by joining these classes, right? And I want to do one other frequently asked question here. Why is liquidity not locked? Can you read that, Mr. M? Or let me see. Let me zoom that in for you.
Thank you. I'm blind here.
Okay.
So locking liquidity is actually counterproductive for this type of protocol. Here's why TSAT's liquidity remains accessible. 1. Capital efficiency. This presents real working capital. If locked, the value becomes inaccessible forever, reducing the protocol's ability to maintain the peg, so one-on-one, right? That's number one reason. Fee management. In locked liquidity scenarios, trading fees accumulate but cannot be redistributed or managed. Over time, those fees would compound exponentially and eventually consuming the entire TSAT supply through inefficiency, right? Makes sense?
Yeah, because the fees would be locked inside the protocol forever.
Exactly.
So why would you do that, right? And then another thing is compounding is works exactly for, what's happening to the U.S. government, how they're spending their debt at an exponential rate. Well, the same thing will happen here. Even though the fees are very, very low, over time it just comes faster and faster. It'll take a long time, but eventually it will occur.
Exactly. This is probably the most one of the most reasons why people can understand redeemability guarantee. So unlike speculative tokens, TSATs must maintain instant redeemability for TBTC. So locked liquidity would prevent users from redeeming their tokens, breaking the promise, the one-on-one backing, right? This is probably, it's my absolute favorite reason why. There's also another one, which is protocol flexibility. So active liquidity management allows the protocol to respond to market conditions.
Yes. So if I need to lower the price of the fees, I can do so.
Exactly. And also maintain optimal trading conditions for the users. And finally, transparent reserves. All reserves are verifiable on-chain in real time. So the LP tokens are burned permanently, committing to the reserve to the protocol. And the underlying asset remain functional rather than frozen. So the fixed ratio of trading protocol users burn LP tokens to ensure reserves cannot be withdrawn while maintaining the flexibility needed for a fully back redeemable token system.
Boom.
Perfect.
There it is. There it is. So, just for you guys to actually understand our system because that's an asked question every single time, and I understand it because you're looking at the perspective of a meme coin. A meme coin can actually get its tokens burned for infinitum because it's a meme coin. So that effectively, it's like it's a way of like them reducing the supply,
Exactly.
right, and causing the price to go higher.
But this is different because the underlying asset is Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Now it is reducing the supply of Solana as well, too, just so you know, right?
Yeah.
But that Solana increases by exponentially forever, right? It's 7% a year, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter exactly. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Like explaining toddler mode.
Oh damn! At least you know what? Not everybody, understands the crypto. It is the way it is, and so you can't have everybody understand everything instantly, right? So we do our best to explain. So keep asking your questions, and we'll keep answering it. If you ask this question again, don't feel stupid.
Exactly.
It's not a stupid question. It is a question that's valid.
Exactly.
Okay. There's no stupid questions. Only people who don't bother. Only stupid people who don't bother asking questions.
100%. I agree. All right. So let's see. You want to take a couple of questions?
Yes. Not the stupid ones.
Man. That was actually funny. Okay, Crypto Boomer, I see a possibility to the downside before pumping 118, 119.
Didn't we just say that?
Yeah, we talked about it. If you go back and rewatch the stream, there is a point where there is a weekly level we mentioned, which is kind of in line with what you're saying.
We mentioned that. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's see, I saved a bunch. When will the bull run crash? Oh, it depends what you mean by crash. You mean like the end of the cycle? I don't know. It depends on how. I don't know if you agree with me here, Da Vinci. I think, and again, I have no clue. Obviously, I don't know because I wish I could exactly know what's going to happen. But based on previous data, I can assume that at some point there will be somewhere between 50 and even 70% correction. But this depends on how high we go and how fast we go.
Exactly.
So if from now until, let's say, December, we go to 220,000, for example, well, then the
50% regression is likely.
Exactly. But on the other hand, if we just keep stepping slowly up.
No 50% correction is going to occur because we're creating the base every time we go only slowly higher.
Exactly. Exactly. Hopium, copium. Good to see you. Bull run hands next year, blow off top. Exactly. So before, I agree, before we have to see this blow top, right? With 220, 250, 180, whatever the number, fast, whoosh, then we can call a correction. It's difficult to say otherwise, but it could be that maybe we are not going to see this blow off. So that means we will correct less. It's difficult. Gabri, ciao, in italiano, saluto in italiano, ciao a tutti amici che guardate lo show. There you have it. Perfect. A bunch of questions about October and liquidity and price predictions. Where do you think we're going to go?
Did you say welcome to the show or
thank you for watching the show?
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you see Bitcoin at the end of the year? That's another question I can't find. Like a target by December. What would you say if you had to guess?
I think December timeframe we'll see the blow off top let's just like in 2017 I think was where yeah, exactly. If this is a guess, right? But then if we just step up, we're just going to continue going higher even into 2026. If we go like really slow, like if we see what's it called? This stay below 70, go stay between 80 and below 80 actually. Below 80, it stays within this range, that would indicate that we're just creating a lower base, that Bitcoin could possibly go low. That's all what happens. It's only when we get to the extreme greed, 80 to 90, then we could see a massive correction the other way. But that massive correction could be, depending on how far, could be 30% only, right? So if we only go from 80 to 90, right, and then correct, it's going to be only a 40% correction.
Oh man, it's super cool because we'll find out soon. It's just like a matter of months now. We've been speculating on those 4-year cycles for God knows how many years, and now finally we have a few months left. So
it might not be 4-year cycles anymore, right? Who knows?
Maybe we break free from those. Yeah, indeed. As some guest I had on my show, they were saying it's all about liquidity. I don't know. It's difficult to say. Sì, sono nato a Como. Near Lake Como, so I speak Italian, yes. Let's see. You see anything else on the chat? What do you think about this?
If you want to see the chart analysis, that's going to come later on today. Today I did the video already, and by the way, I'm going to start putting that video into the B4B group, right? If you want to join us for us to watch, if you want to watch me do my show live, it's going to be available in the Bitcoin for Beginners group, right? Probably going to take it away for the free people, but not for the paid people eventually. But we'll put it right now. Everybody's going to get it. So join us. All right. That's it for now. Thank you for coming out and watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Cheers.